Okay, so we got the chaperones, which are the 4 representatives. They're here to, like, make sure that nobody gets into problems. They're adults. They've already gone through this, and there's one from 4 different delegations or kingdoms. Okay. So the delegations are, like, you know, like the hierarchy, I guess, or whatever. Yeah. Royals and whatever from the different places. So, let me see. We're from
the heist.
Yeah, we're from heist. So heist delegates are the pirates. So we'll already kind of know them. Scalt is, well, you know what? I'm not gonna tell you what they are. You'll just find out.
I say let's meet the Corval delegation.
Corval it is.
I chose wisely.
Yes. Corval, the land of spices, trading, and most of all, secrets. No one is sure what goes on in the infamous Corval court, but everyone agrees whatever it is, it must be interesting. Whispers have reached you of fabulous parties, strange affairs, and the all-powerful emperor, but you have heard nothing substantial. Corval trades with all the kingdoms, but their secrets, their truths, those they keep firmly to themselves. All that you know for sure is that Corval is the richest kingdom and very powerful. The delegates from Corval shine under the candlelight, so covered with jewels and fancy silks are they. Prince Zerad spots you, looking and winks at you. This does not go unnoticed by Lord Blaine, who sends a nasty glare your way. Blaine's on the left, and Zerad's on the right. Who do you want to examine closer? Prince Zerad, Lord Blaine, I'm done.
I mean, Prince Zerad's much more flirtatious, and he's showing so much skin. I mean, look at that V crotch thing going on there. So let's go for Zerad.
Let's do. The 3rd Prince of Corval is infamous for his womanizing ways, so you don't take it to heart when noting your particular perusal. Prince Zerad gives you a flirtatious look. Despite knowing better, you can feel his dark, big, begulling eyes pulling you in. The candlelight dances across his honey skin and makes his chestnut hair look like it's streaked with gold. His tall, toned frame is covered from top to bottom in fancy silks and jewels, but the way he moves makes it clear he views them as annoyances, not baubles to be shown off. He has a natural cat-like grace that can't help but make you feel a little nervous. You don't know much about the mysterious Prince of Corval, merely the rumors about his flirtatious and superfluous nature. Still, like most things from Corval, it's best to assume that he is more than he seems. Do we want to look at Blaine?
No, he seems like a dick.
Goodbye, Dick.
Well.
I've left. Now what?
How about the Jael delegation? Jael?
Jael. I always pronounce it Jael, but maybe I'm wrong.
Jael it is.
Alright. Jael, the land of scholars and innovation, the smallest of the kingdoms save for Heis, which is an island, perhaps should not count. Despite its small size, Jael is formidable all on its own. Generations of the kingdom's greatest scholars, inventors, philosophers, doctors, strategists, and thinkers have come from or studied in Jael. The members of its delegation look distinctly uncomfortable in the elaborate Great Hall, surrounded by excess and social lies. You have heard that in Jael, the delegates are chosen by a great test, and the top scorers earn their spot. They are then trained extensively in what to expect and foreign cultures. From how uneasy they look, you have a feeling their training hasn't helped them much. Save for one, Lady Avale, who looks about her with avid curiosity and a little eagerness. And perhaps, from the highest-ranking member of the delegation, young Duke Lion, it is hard to tell if he is uncomfortable or not, for his expression is impassive, and his eyes cautious. Who do you want to look at?
Let's examine them both.
Alright, let's start with Lion then. The Duke. His great height is really the first thing that you notice about the Duke. Followed by his spectacles, perched carelessly on his nose, encasing intelligent dark eyes. His long black hair is pulled back, judging by the careless way he is dressed, more out of practicality than fashion. Despite the mismatched and thoughtless way his clothes are worn, They are clearly of good quality and careful construction. The Duke hasn't moved in foreign circles, but you have heard enough of him to know that he has a reputation of being a genius, although cold and indifferent to others. Reputations only mean so much, and you will have to meet the man yourself in order to get a proper impression. He is like the hardest bachelor to get with. Oh my god.
I can see you've tried a lot.
Oh yeah, he's my absolute favorite so far. I love him very much. But he is so difficult to get. Like, you have to do so many particular things, and you have to, like, everything you do has to be, like, mathematical, science-y. Like, you just have to ooze intelligence.
He's just playing hard to get, that's all.
Anyways, we did not do that. We are not prepped for Duke Lion, so we should just not even try. We can talk to him.
You think he can turn down all of this?
I mean, who can turn down Slenderman? Lady Slenderman! Sorry.
Lendy woman.
That's it, Lendy woman. Let's look at Lady Azalyne. Lady Azalyne might well be the most beautiful lady that you've ever seen. I guess.
I mean, has she seen us?
Look at all this. Silken dark hair hangs in a cascading wave to her waist. Small bells are tied to it, so every small move results in a quiet symphony. Large brown eyes tilt slightly at the ends and dance as she examines the people in the room. Pale skin so smooth that you wonder if she even has pores. What? You wonder if she even has pores captures the light. Okay. In a way that makes her look like she is glowing from within. Catching your gaze, she smiles at you with a friendly way, which lights up her face. This one you are going to have to be careful of. As all the delegates of Jael must pass a test set to be a challenge to even the greatest of scholars, the lady must be at least as smart as she is beautiful. If she is ambitious as well, you know you will have to be careful of her. And that's it.
I'm done.
What? Oh, I thought you meant, like, of observing, and I was like, really?
Maybe I do. No. Let's go with our homeland, the Heis.
Heis.
I mean, that doesn't look like us, just saying.
No, we're much better looking. Unsurprisingly, the group of your countrymen is diverse and loud, both in the way that they are dressed and in actual literal volume. You have met some of them before, others at the contests, and all save for 2 on the voyage over. The son of the leader of the Free Cities, here given the courtesy title of Prince, although Heis has no such thing as royalty, and his cousin, an actual princess on her mother's side, came to the Isle on their own ship. You have yet to meet either, which of course makes you madly curious about the pair. So Prince Hammond or Princess Cordelia?
Let's go for both.
Okay, Hammond first. Prince Hammond, captain of the ship Blackwater, stands in the center of the group from Heis. He wears his sun-lightened dark hair in many braids, pulled back by a brightly colored scarf. His ears glitter of gold and gems, as both are liberally dotted with earrings. The effect of his cocky grin is only heightened by his mischievous green eyes. He is wearing shockingly little. His open vest does little to hide his muscular chest. He wears brightly colored pants and an even brighter scarf belt around his waist. I mean, we saw way more from Zarad. Just saying.
I was gonna say, this is, like, shockingly little. I'd understand if he was just wearing a thong. But this isn't anything scandalous.
Nah, this is fine.
This is like Spanish waiter on holiday or something. He's just got his shirt undone a little bit much.
I don't see that bandana in his hair that they were talking about, though.
It's invisible.
His obvious excess of personality and commanding confidence make him seem much taller than he really is. Although he is still young, you have already heard that Hammond is already on the path to surpass his father. He is impressive, adventurous, and irrelevant, and most importantly, an excellent captain of his own ship, which he has been in charge of since he was 15. You are glad that you finally have an opportunity to meet the budding legend in the flesh. Alright, Cordelia. A pretty girl with light brown hair and big brown eyes stands out from the rest of the heist delegation, in large part, you have to admit, because she's the only one fully dressed. I mean, she could have something on her shoulders.
Yeah, we don't know that. Whoa, we can only see the front. The back of that gown might not exist at all.
That's true. That is very true. She wears an elegant formal gown and stands silent, her polite smile growing strained as her cousin grows more animated in whichever story he's telling. You haven't heard many stories of Princess Cordelia. I'm not sure. How would you say that is? Cordelia?
I would say Cordelia.
Cordelia? Okay. I keep going back and forth in my head. Mainly that she did not hear the call of the wind, a tragedy to any in Heiss, and undoubtedly a deep disappointment to her father. She is the only one of the delegation that did not win a contest, having received special permission of the leader of the Free Cities, probably in hopes that she will find another path that suits her better than the open sea.
Oh. You're boring, Cordelia.
What a loser!
I've got 2 ships. How many do you have, Cordelia? Oh, wait. Well, in delegates.
Alright. I feel like we need to go and meet Cordelia just to, like, one-up her and everything.
Yeah. Hey, Cordelia, I bet no one's ever complimented you on your breasts.
We got complimented 3 times just today!
And that was only about our left breast.
They haven't even seen the right one yet.
But they will.
Oh, they will. Of all the countries, Welland is famous for being the most moderate. They are not the most conservative, like Ireland, or the most liberal, like Heiss.
The most moderate? That's like being the most ordinary.
Yeah, they are. They are ordinary. They have strong traditions and even stronger religious faith, but they adapt well and are excellent negotiators. With everyone, that is, but for Skald, their neighbors, their philosophical and religious differences are too great. Things have been tense on that border for years now. The delegates themselves are proper, finely dressed, and well-mannered. Of particular note, Prince Lysel, the heir to the Welland crown, and his younger sister, the famously good-natured Princess Penelope, stand, carefully watching the entrance of all the new delegates. We should look at them both.
We should look at them both.
Princess Penelope is my best girl. I love her so much. To me, she reminds me of Toru from Fruits Basket, like, so hard. I love her so much.
I've never seen, read, or done anything with Fruits Basket.
Oh!
I'm sorry.
You should be. I don't know. It's my favorite. I love it. But it's not for everyone. I get that. Prince Lysel is extremely handsome, with brownish blonde hair, hazel eyes, and a simple, elegant style that highlights his thin build and lengthens his average height. The way he surveys the room is both thoughtful and intelligent. Prince Lysel is often touted as an example for... touted, right? Touted? Touted? Is often touted as an... oh my god. Give me a minute. Is often touted as an example of a perfect heir. Serious, thoughtful, and considerate, he tends to win over any visiting diplomat.
In your defense, we are pirates. Who has need for this sort of language?
Yeah, really. I mean, I've never read a book in my life.
All you've ever done, and I've seen this, is drink grog and just sit on the poop deck.
Pretty much. Just like head in my hands, tits out, for people to compliment.
I mean, I can't comment on that because me and Bix were down in the hold cuddling, but
it's fine. I get it. I see how it is. This is why I have to show my tits. I need love too. The perfect prince has no scandals or misadventures to speak of, and has given his royal parents no reason to be concerned over him. Apparently, his greatest ambition is to do what is best for his kingdom and his people. Whether anyone can truly be so perfect, you can't say, but it might be interesting to find out.
Yo, Princess Penny.
Princess Penny. Princess Penelope stands with natural grace. Showing off her elaborate silk gown, she manages to move easily despite the long train that looks awfully inconvenient to you. Like her brother, she is more handsome than pretty, but her face is sweet and her expression kind-natured. I'm sorry, I think she's gorgeous.
Yeah, she is definitely a 10 if we were rating people.
Uh-huh. She has long, straight, light brown hair, braided decoratively, and she wears a simple coronet. While you are observing her, she starts to comfort a visibly nervous young lady. Princess Penelope has not traveled much, but she does have a reputation as being one of the kindest royals in the Seven Kingdoms. Unfortunately, in the current political climate, kindness isn't going to take anyone very far, except perhaps taken advantage of.
We could take advantage of her.
We could.
But she's doing all this, and she's pulling an entire train behind her.
I know, I mean, she's bulky. Under that gown, we don't know, she's totally ripped.
Okay, so after that, I'm not feeling salty, but we should definitely check out the Skult delegation. Oh god.
I think in the full game we'll get more people, but I'm not entirely sure.
No, 2 of them are shadows.
Shadow people! Of all the delegations, the one from Skult definitely stood out the most.
Because 2 of them don't exist.
Yep. They're just black holes. Who else would think battle-worn armor was appropriate for a formal banquet? I think she looks great.
She's a Valkyrie.
But that's not exactly surprising. Skult was as unlike the other kingdoms as night from day. A warlike matriarchy, where the women were the queens and warriors, and the men stayed home to raise the children, mend the crops, and pay worship to their strange gods. Skult wasn't exactly known for their manners. This is your first chance to observe someone from Skult up close.
So she's an Amazon.
Pretty much. Although they had already a strange and standout... What? Although they already are a strange and standout, one member of their group stands out much more. A foreboding tattoo etched into the side of her face marks her as the daughter of the Queen of Skult. Princess Azalyne, who rumor marks as a better fighter than seen in generations, stands ignoring her party to stare rudely at everyone else, especially, you notice, the pretty girls. She was small but muscular, with short dark hair, cropped at her chin, almost unnaturally bright blue eyes, and the pale skin common among those who live in the frozen north of Skult. Instead of silken finery, she wore ceremonial armor of metal, leather, and fur that has clearly seen some use. Noticing your perusal, Azalyne grins at you. You feel a bit like a rabbit spotted by a hungry wolf and hurriedly look away.
I like her, but I'm also a bit upset that she probably wasn't staring at us because it said the pretty girls.
Yeah.
We're not pretty, but we definitely stand out.
That's true. That is true. Maybe she thinks we're pretty.
Yeah, maybe she does. How about next? My chaperones.
Chaperones, okay. My
Chaperone.
chaperones. Oh dear God. Now I'm just picturing the Mario, like tick 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 tick.
Oh god.
Since the death of Princess Katia, 4 chaperones from rotating kingdoms attend the summit with the young people. Theoretically, they are there to limit the trouble and scandalous behavior that unsupervised young people can get up to. Especially ones who have been monitored as closely all their lives as most of the delegates.
The woman on the left looked like she's gonna, like, encourage for trouble.
Yeah. In actuality, well, you aren't positive, but you have definitely heard whispers that they maneuver behind the scenes for their own ends or their kingdoms. They aren't people that you should be getting on the bad side of. That you know for certain. Who do you want to look at?
I'm scared of all of them.
I like the old lady in the wheelchair.
Yeah, but she's got that smile that makes you think that she is the one in control of all of these. So all the bad stuff stems from her.